Okay, so we solved the technical issues and we can proceed now. So we were looking at the code. So Panos in this one, let's see what is wrong. So on change, E set state to props E dot target dot value. Ah, you're calling it props. And
Well, I changed the name so many times. I couldn't figure out what was wrong there.
I don't know. We can take a look afterwards if you want, because right now
Oh yeah. Then
I'm not seeing. Oh, you had a syntax error. I found it. So if you see this curly brace, you are opening. I know because you have two here.
yeah,
So
I have two there, and
yes.
then I have. Oh wait a minute, because it's a bit still blurry. I can't really see. What's after value? Do I have curly brace and then parentheses?
You miss the equals on the this state equals on top.
On top. Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This on
Well done, Ian.
It's blurry. I can't.
I just had a look on the platform.
Yeah.
I
So
play
I'll try to zoom it a bit more and see if that
at least equals.
improves it a bit. But yeah, it's because the if the connection speed is not high enough, it gets a bit blurry. So yeah, Panos, and then the next one, this one we had to set state with the salary and then update it on change. Adam, yeah, I think everyone solved this one. Some people used hooks. Ones used a class component, but it's okay.
I'm intrigued why all my solutions
Mhm.
since we started using the new thing, they have like loads of break lines.
I don't know, to be honest.
You know, they have like empty.
You don't put break lines; they are inserted
No, I mean it would be
automatically.
mad to put break lines.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Maybe we can tell Ricardo to take a look afterwards. Okay, so
Well, I'm using Firefox, so probably would say no.
maybe that's the issue then. Yeah. Uh, so question number 3. This one we had to use two components and then after a timeout render the results. Yes. So with hooks, no shell.
Quite lucky on that.
You were lucky.
I was like working on this yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Well, so basically last night I was practicing and there was an issue with the timeout. I think that you guys made some changes or something. I messaged Ricardo, he fixed it this morning.
Mhm.
So I was constantly submitting. I was like, oh, it's right, that's right. And it's like,
Yeah,
you changed the timeout. This is different.
maybe. Okay, so Minji as well. Everyone solved this one. Oh, very well. Well done. Then question 4. This one. Ah, I see. This is because probably some of you were trying to solve it using hooks, and in this one you can't. Yeah, I think that was probably, let me check, means the skipped. Yeah. And then question 5. Okay, Rochelle. Let me take a look if I can find it quickly, otherwise I'll solve it. Um,
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there.
Mhm. This dot swap is defined here. I'm not sure.
Oh, I see.
You found it?
No, I think I'm comparing my answer with Minji,
Mhm.
and then I think I figure out what later on.
Okay, this one, right?
You
Okay,
missed the equal again.
yes,
That's
here.
the issue.
No, but also I think did I have to do this dot state of white and this dot state of black
Where?
on the switching?
Here?
Yeah.
Where I have
Yes,
swap sides.
yes, as well, yes. Yeah.
I mean, plus I miss
Mhm.
they equal again.
Okay, so I'm going to solve them. Let's.
Oh, it looks so good with like so neat with hooks.
Mhm. So this one, yeah, we can use hooks. So function, the name of the component is input, and then return, and here we only need to display an input. We don't need anything else. So then we don't need to wrap it into a div or a fragment. So we can just put input, and then inside we have type, text, then we have the value property as well. That is going to come from state, and then we have an onChange. Okay, so let's create a state property, const, and let's call it name and set name. And the initial value is Peter, right? Yes, Peter. And so here we need to put name, and what we are E, and then we're going to set name to e.target.value. And unless I made any silly mistakes, this should be, yeah. Okay, I'll do the next one. If you have any questions, please interrupt me. So function, then salary, return, and in this one we have an input and a label, so we need a wrapper. So let's put the input and the label. Okay, so the input is a type number. Then it has a value and an onChange. OnChange. And let's create the state for this input. So const salary and set salary equals to use state and empty string. Then here put the salary and what else? So we need to inside the label, if we have some salary, we need to display this text. So let's do short circuit evaluation. So salary, and then if this is not falsy, we're going to display expected salary and the salary. So sorry, it has to be a string. Expected salary, and then let me get this bound because I don't have it. Salary, and now is the salary that is on state. And I think this should be it. Let me check that I don't have any elegance mistakes. Oh no, I'm not handling the change. So on change, then set salary, e.target.value. And I think this should be it now. Yeah. Yes. Okay, I'll do the next one. So in this one, we needed two components because it has a capital L. So we need a loading component and a results component. And I'm going to use hooks. So function Eurovision results. Then return. Okay, and then we have the other components. Function loading. And the other one is function results. Okay, so on the function Eurovision results, we need to display the loading component with the text loading results. So the text that loading is going to return is loading results, right? And after half a second, we're going to display this other text. I'm going to copy and paste it. Okay. So we need a use effect to set a timeout of half a second. So let's do that. So use effect. Then inside the use effect, we need a callback. And this callback inside is going to have a set timeout. Oops, I'm having a blank now. I think it's timeout like this. Okay, if it doesn't work. And inside we need
So we
another.
put it in lower case, isn't it?
Sorry?
Should be in lower case.
Lowercase, okay, thank you. Okay, and then inside we have a callback function and the time, that is 500 milliseconds.
I was able to solve this in user timeout, but without any user set. I simply put set timeout and then, the code. Is that good?
Maybe in this sandbox is good, but on a real scenario, you want to start counting, depends on when you want to start counting the timeout. Usually it's after rendering or after mounting. Then in order to do that, you need a use effect. But yeah, in this case,
Okay.
yeah. So set timeout, and then when that happens, we're going to modify state. So let's create the state. Const is loading, and then set is loading equals to use state, and the default state is going to be true. Okay, so after half a second, we're going to modify it to false. So set is loading false. And now we need to return what we need to return. So if is loading is true, we are going to return the loading component. So is loading, then we're going to return loading. Otherwise, we're going to return the results. And I think this was it. Unless I made any syntax mistake or something like that. Okay, let's test it. Yep, this was it. Okay, so let's do the next one.
Looks good.
Okay, yeah, the problem with this one is that we need the state because of the way the test is written. So we need to use a class component. So I'm going to use constructor, then super this.state equals, and then we are going to have A and B. So A is going to be 7 and B is going to be 4. So then we have a render method that is going to return what we want to render. And in this case, we have three situations. So I'm going to destructure the props. So let scenario, yeah, let a scenario, no, operation, sorry, equals to this.props. And I'm also going to destructure the state. So let's say A, B equals this.state. And now inside the return, I'm going to use a ternary. So if if the operation is multiply, we're going to return this text. And then if it's either add or subtract, the result is, and the result. So I'm going to create, first I'm going to check for multiply because it's different. So operation multiply, sorry, multiply, yes. Then I'm going to return this operation is not supported yet. For keeping consistency. And then otherwise, we need to check if it's add. So operation add, then, no, sorry, not like this. Then I'm going to create the ternary inside the string, the template literals. So the result is, and here I'm going to check if operation is add, then it's going to be a plus b. Otherwise, it's going to be a minus b. And that's it, I think. Sorry, semicolon outside. Let me read it again. So operation multiply, I don't need this line. No. Okay, I'll test it. If it's not working, I'll fix it. Okay. Oh, I have an elegance issue.
I have a question about that, Esteban.
Yes.
So I often see people write props inside constructor and super.
Here, you mean, right?
But yeah.
Your question is why?
What's the reason you don't have to do that?
I think today you don't no longer need to do it. But in the past, if you wanted to use props inside the constructor, you needed to pass them. So that's why you had it. So you used to do these props, and then props. And now if you want to use it here, C equals props dot whatever, props dot number, you can use it. Otherwise, you can't. That's the reason.
Okay, so there's absolutely no need nowadays to write props.
I don't think so. I'm 95% sure that you no longer need it. And if you need it, it's only when you pass props.
Okay.
When you need to use props inside. And yeah, where was the minus? Already fixed it. So test.
I have a question.
Yes.
I asked Ricardo as well about this. Don't submit it yet. I want to try some oddity.
Yeah, I'm not going to submit. Don't worry.
So if you pass, because I know that you can use props inside constructor. I also seen, I don't remember, props inside render.
Passing them here.
Is this the case? Yes.
To be honest, I don't know. I never passed props here.
But if we will structure, for example, props over there, it will work. This is my question.
We can try, but I don't think so.
The structure, yeah, operation.
Yeah, let's do that then. Operation. it's in a different color. Maybe it's because I'm using it already. Don't know. So let's test. No. Cannot read proper operation of undefined. So no.
All right. Thank you.
No worries.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it has been discussed. I mean, it's relevant to this, to be fair. But what is super? I think at the very beginning of the bootcamp, Ricardo said to find out on the last week or something like that. You guys remember that?
Yeah, I was thinking that the same thing.
So
He said he would tell us, but we never found the answer.
he should have told you when talking about inheritance.
Is he going to be around, of course?
So super basically is to inherit the props from the instance that you're creating. So when you're using the class syntax, if you use super, it's a way of saying to get the props in the on the parent component, something like that. If you want, we can talk about this later. Okay, so I'll submit this. Yeah, no, it's a good question. So yeah, I'm going to use hooks for this last one. And we have the chess component. And then we have white and black props. So let's structure them. And then we need to have a label with a class name of top, another label with a class name of bottom, and a button. So we need to have a wrapper and label. Another label and a button. Right. We don't need to put any text according to the text, but let's put swap. And yeah, so now we need the class names. Top and class name. So now when we click on the button, we are going to switch them. So the text inside the label is going to be depending on the property that we are going to have on state. So const, let's call it, I don't know, is swap. No, don't know. Is switched, something like that. And then set is switched. And by default is going to be semantically false. So now, depending on whether, so if it's false, we have to put on the top, we need to put black. And on the bottom, we need to put white. So yeah, I'll make, because I don't want to repeat myself. Okay, let's check is switched. Then black. No, white, and then black. And the same thing here, but the other way around. It would be black and white. And now, let me just do this. And we need to handle the click. So on click, we are going to change, to update the state. So click, set is switched to true. And I think this is it. Okay, let me do it properly. Okay, so let me read it again. I think this is it. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Well done, everyone. Everyone got more than 40. I'm going to stop streaming.